as I build back into things, so it'll be a little bit heavier week.
All right, so welcome back to the Wieland Racing channel. As the title suggests, we are dealing with some setbacks. For those of you that don't already know, while I was ready to go, getting into the next training block and everything like that, I had some pain this past Sunday, so a day after the recording, and it turns out it was not just gas, it was in fact my appendix. So, fun fact, your appendix pain does not have to be on the right side. My appendix is actually located in the center. I guess when I was in the womb, it was not fully developed, and so I'm 270 degrees off in some of my internal organs. So even if you don't know if it's appendicitis or it doesn't seem like it, go get it checked out. But needless to say, training is going to be a little bit different, and racing going forward. Just the next few weeks have been hit pretty hard, especially since I was planning on doing Ames Try, and then for my birthday week, I was going to do a 4th of July race and then come back and race Sakari. And then on Sunday, I was going to do the Iowa Games Triathlon for the corporate games. But I am on 2 weeks of not really any intensity at all. We probably won't get past, much more walking and biking than I've already got to at this point. We'll get to a certain level and just kind of stay there for a bit, and then once we hit that kind of 14-day mark, I'll be able to run again. And then as long as the incisions are healed up, I'll be able to swim again, and both of those will be a pretty easy effort. So schedule is going to look a little different. We are still aiming for an Ironman Arizona this November, so it's actually kind of it's lucky that I caught this almost immediately after Ironman Des Moines. Now I'm not super happy about having to take a lot of downtime right when I was arguably in the best shape that I've ever been in, especially after I haven't really posted a crazy result yet for the fitness that I've been able to produce. And so, we had Oceanside, which I just didn't quite work out for me the way I wanted it to. And then I had a DNF over in Chattanooga, and then had to walk Des Moines. And so it's like, oh man, like the next one was probably the one. But that's how the sport goes sometimes. The name of the game is staying healthy and everything. And, the appendix is kind of a freak thing that we don't really know why it occurs. So it's nothing that I could have controlled probably. And what better time to have it than right after I get done with a big race, and when I probably should be taking more downtime anyway. So I'm really looking at this as a sort of blessing in disguise. I think that normally I don't give myself enough of a break, and so this is actually probably going to be really good for me. It's also giving me more time to think about my schedule and how I want to approach preparing for Ironman Arizona. And then also it eliminates some of the races that they were for fun, and sometimes I will overload myself with these fun races, and so it really restrains me in a good way. And so, yeah, as I mentioned previously, we're for sure going to cut out the next few weeks of racing. On the 14th, I will probably still go out to do Elkhart. I have a significant lead in that time trial series. And so basically, if I race, I should be able to maintain my lead and get that prize money. So I'm just going to pedal easy. I really don't have to do a whole lot. And then that Saturday, I will be doing the Okoboji triathlon probably. Again, it should be a quick cash grab. There's not a lot of competition there, unless someone watches this and is like, oh, I want to beat Tyson. I love competition. If you show up and you beat me on the day, kudos to you. But historically, it shouldn't be too hard. And so those are going to be my next 2 races on the schedule. I am willing to X those out if progress isn't made in my recovery, but I do feel pretty good already. I've kind of already weeded my way off of the pain meds and really don't feel a lot of pain. There's not a lot of straining, and honestly, I feel way better than I felt last Sunday. So we're at a good spot. Past that, we're still probably going to do Bix. That's a hard running race, so I won't have a lot of running underneath me before that. We're really just going to rely on just racing, and if it ends up being slow, it ends up being slow. But there's a team competition over there, so I'm going to put myself out there, and we're going to have a good time. One thing I will not be rushing is originally I maybe was going to put a 70.3 either Boulder or maybe Santa Cruz along the way. I think we're just going to X those out. I don't need to do a race. It's not necessary. I've done a few 70.3s before my Ironman, and I've got an Ironman under my belt. And so I think ultimately what I'm going to end up doing is my own little 70.3 here in Des Moines, just to go through the motions, and then I can pick where I want it, when I want it, and it'll be a good practice in going through race day, getting my nutrition down. I will probably be practicing my Ironman nutrition, which is going to be slightly different than my 70.3 nutrition, as I learned from the Ironman Des Moines. So yeah, it's a lot of excitement, but not a lot of training ahead. And so the videos, the next few videos, they won't really be a lead into Ironman Arizona necessarily, not the road to Ironman Arizona. Rather, I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of what my plan is for the next few weeks, what I'm planning on adjusting. We're going to dive into, the swim a little bit more, the bike a little bit more, the run a little bit more, and then, as well as nutrition and what my plans are. So there'll be more broken down episodes and less of the training side of things. So I hope you guys are able to enjoy those. Thanks once again for all the support. And I am very excited to take you guys along with my journey to Ironman Arizona and a hopefully very fast race. For now, let's get some walks on and some easy spins. And yeah, thanks again for following the journey. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time.